So I just wanted to thank everybody for being here. I'm actually really nervous about coming out. Not coming out on stage, I'm really nervous about coming out as queer. I generally don't. I usually just stay in the closet. I actually think it's a little bit more fun to be mysterious that way. Usually the way that it works is I'll be watching a movie with some friends, and I'll see a really attractive woman on screen. I'll go, hey, man, she's hot. Oh, I'd hit that so hard. If you could pull me out, you'd be the king of England. And then I let them figure it out. So the thing is, I'm both bisexual and I'm non-monogamous, which means that I'm open to having more than one relationship at a time. And boy, that's a loaded set of things to come out of. There's already a stereotype that with bisexual people, that we are unable to commit to things, that we're promiscuous. I've heard a lot of judgmental comments. I've actually been judged by traffic infrastructure. No, this is true. I was on my way to class, and I was walking up to an intersection when the pedestrian signal turned itself on, and I thought, oh, that's really interesting. And then I saw the sign on the post. Light will activate automatically when bicycle detected. Fucking rude. I will admit, though, I am actually really bad at committing to anything. That's not anything to do with my sexuality, though. That's just the way I am. I mean, look at me. I can't even commit to knowing what length of hair I want. I call this the sideways mole. I got business on this side, party on this side. It is nice that Lizzie and Ellen have given us the space to be open and honest with people. I do struggle a lot with that. I got made fun of a lot of as a child for being sensitive. There was a group of boys that bullied me all the time. I was kind of a chubby, nerdy, awkward, very sensitive child. I know looking at me right now, it's really hard to believe all of those things, but it was true. I cried a lot because of this, and my teachers looked at this. They saw how deeply upset that it made me, and they knew exactly where the problem was. So in the end, they didn't really do a lot about this. By the time I was 12, I ended up developing severe depression, and I ended up in a mental institution for youth for about a month. That was a really hard time in my life. I also cried a lot there, surprise. Now, I think I was really fortunate. When I got there, everything was so much different. The people there were trained to really understand children, to really be able to listen with empathy and give us good advice. I'm just kidding. They were terrible. The biggest culmination of this, and kind of why I think I still struggle with being sensitive in front of other people today, I had a case manager who came up to me one night. Remember, I'm 12 years old. She came up to me and she said, Michelle, I notice every night, usually before you go to bed, you've been crying a lot. Maybe tonight you could just try not crying? Okay, what the fuck? Seriously, what the fuck? Did I do something? Did I kick a puppy in my last life? What have I done to deserve chuckle fucks of this caliber my whole childhood? Why do these people work in these places? If they don't have any people skills, maybe they should do something their speed. Work in a slaughterhouse. Work in a morgue. Become a cop. You don't need people skills for that. They'll take anybody as long as you can run fast enough. So now I'm in my mid-30s. I've had depression for about 24 years, and that is a long, long time to have it. It's actually a little bit weird to think about. If my depression was a person, it would have its driver's license by now. It could legally drink in most countries. It could have gone on a flight and not had to have taken off its shoes at airport security. It should be at the point where it should move out and, get a job and get out of my head. But in this economy, I'm stuck with it. You know, and if it was a real child, I could at least drop it off with my parents for the weekend. All right, bye, honey. Mommy's gonna go drink some margaritas and play the slots now. Nope, stuck with it. But after 24 years, I will say, I don't really consider myself to be suffering from depression anymore. I'm really good at it. You know the 10,000 hour rule? Something about that. If depression was an Olympic event, I would definitely be a medalist at it. Women's downhill, expert. It has been a wild ride figuring everything out for myself and getting the help that I needed. Some of the people I've seen have been absolutely outrageous. There's one more story I wanted to tell about that, regarding a therapist that I saw. Now, therapy is great. I would recommend everyone goes to therapy. But if your therapist is totally crazy, don't be afraid to walk away. And this might happen. I was telling one of my therapists kind of my personal stories and some of the things that I've been through. And after this very, very long explanation, you know, basically reading her my memoirs, she said, you know, Michelle, I'm very impressed with the level of resiliency that you've developed. After everything that you've been through, I'm impressed that you're not dead. Thank you? Was that meant to be a compliment? Should I be celebrating this? I've decided ultimately what I need to do is go to Dairy Queen, get an ice cream cake, and get them to write something on it like, not dead of suicide. Gotta celebrate those wins. Thank you so much.